Welcome to the One Minute Apologist. Apologetics seeks to give credible answers to curious questions, to give a defense. What did Jesus say about homosexuality?
Well, I know he had more to say about divorce than he did homosexuality. Today we have a video from the 1 Minute Apologist on homosexuality. This is gonna be good. Ooh. I'm kind of shaking around a little bit because I want to see what he's gonna get into. So you can share this on Facebook and Twitter if you want to.
Have you ever seen in a book the question, what did Jesus say about homosexuality? And then with a long line and a question mark, meaning he said nothing.
That's kind of right. We have no evidence that the authors of the Bible knew exactly what the word homosexuality is. The word was not part of the vocabulary when the Bible was written. So the authors would not have known about the word homosexuality at the time. Simple. But they don't get that.
Is it true that Jesus did not speak specifically about homosexuality? Well, I would say one could make that argument. But just because Jesus didn't speak specifically about homosexuality doesn't mean that he agrees with homosexuality.
He does not even know if Jesus even existed. So this is like asking a pastafarian which type of meatballs does the flying spaghetti monster like, and having them tell you that they know. This is ridiculous. Come on, man. I mean, seriously, asking if Jesus Christ preferred homosexuality or not when you don't know if Jesus Christ existed? Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Jesus didn't speak about pedophilia or bestiality either. We know that Jesus affirmed the Old Testament. He came to fulfill the law. In fact, we know that Jesus did have something to say. In the Gospel of Mark, Jesus said this, "But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man separate." No doubt Jesus going to the temple would have been very familiar with what the scriptures had to say about homosexuality.
I did not hear anything about homosexuality in that passage. So can anybody explain to me where it is in that passage and not talk about heterosexuality? Please?
And just because the Bible doesn't record Jesus saying something about it doesn't mean he didn't speak about it. We know that Jesus would have affirmed what the Old Testament had to say, and we also know that Jesus, in what he said here in the Gospel of Mark, he was clear that sex has a context and that it's between a man and a woman. That's the place in marriage. So, did Jesus ever speak about homosexuality? Well, I believe it's quite clear what Jesus believed when it comes to that issue.
1, the word was not in the vocabulary at the time, so to speak, so they didn't know what the word was. 2, they talked about divorce more than they talked about homosexuality because the word was not in the vocabulary. And they didn't talk about it in the Gospels. Lastly, the Gospels specifically talked about heterosexuality, not homosexuality. So, why does this matter? What Jesus thinks about homosexuality? Well, I'm done. If you like the video, rate, comment, subscribe, and click on the bell icon to get notifications. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon. Thank you. All those links are in the description down below.